spotlight on IT. Two things. Off late, so far this week, we've actually got some positive notes, some positive murmurs from various brokerages, including CLSA, turning tactically at least a little less negative on the sector. And then, of course, this morning's news is the big one. TCS has signed a big deal. It's 550 million euros. This is the digital transformation deal that the company has signed for 7 years with a Scandinavian insurance company. We've got Sandip Agarwal, fund manager at Sowilo Investment Managers. Sandip, hi, great to have you on, and perspective is, always very, very welcome from you. So, okay, let's start with this. A deal of this size, these are long deals, right? So I don't know if it really signals anything. Should we read too much into it? We don't know if it's AI or, of what in nature. But really, go back to the same question, large cap IT services. Is there any light? In between, by the way, Infosys set up an AI subsidiary as well. So you tell us, since our last conversation, do you see any positive indicators of change?
Hi, good morning, and thanks for having me on the show. So I will not, comment on any specific stock, but let me put it this way that, the large cap or the IT sector in general, we need to see very clearly in three pockets. Now, I think it will be very difficult for large cap names because of the penetration which is there in the developed market to give very good growth rate. And what I mean by very good growth rate is either a high single digit or a low double digit growth. I don't think those trends will be anytime soon. It will be tough to do that. We will see this sector more like 5-6% growth. The mid cap, which have seen, post-COVID at 25-22% kind of growth, they will come down to low double-digit growth for next 4-5 years. And probably the small names, small companies which are very few in the listed name, they can really do higher growth because, the sizes of contracts have consistently been falling last 10 years. So in earlier disruptions, large caps were beneficiary. In 2022 COVID disruption, the mid caps were beneficiary. And I think the AI part, I think the small caps will be the beneficiary. And that is the way we should look. And the good part is that, the multiples are reversed. The small cap multiples are lower, the mid cap are the highest, and the large caps are in between. So I think this sector for the large cap is now more or less ex-growth sector. It is not a growth sector.
Okay, so yeah, and that's been your view for many, many months now. So nothing changes really with some of these announcements that we've got off late, including today's deal that TCS has signed. The other aspect is just how investors, yourselves including, how would you look at just valuations right now, even if it is large cap IT, with the overall market context in mind? Now, CLSA's view was that if there is a rate cut in the US, which is the base case, then maybe it will be positive for Indian IT. Discretionary spends might go up, and therefore they're tactically, like I said, they're less negative. Is there a reason to be tactically less negative on IT given its underperformance?
Yes, so this sector also has some positives. They do consistent buyback. They do give a lot of dividend. And as rightly mentioned, that when there is such a long duration of underperformance and such a sharp underperformance, then there is a chance of some revival. Secondly, the way people buy market funds and the ETFs and replicate index and all. In those cases, generally you buy everything. So this sector will also be a beneficiary of that. So in my view, while valuations have come down, fundamentally the PEG ratios have not come down, but at the same time, yes, the underperformance means that, the downsides may be limited. And I firmly believe that this sector will be replacing some portion of FMCG as defensive going forward in next 4-5 years, because at similar growth rate, if you are getting some other sector at half the multiple, then probably, that is the way people will also look at it. So I think that given the underperformance and the correction, it is possible that, tactically this sector can move up.
But to create wealth here, Sandip, it's small caps, right? Small cap IT names.
Yes.
Where the focus should be.
Yes, because you have to find out those companies where, there is no middle layer, because middle layer is the one which is right now facing maximum challenge. And in the small companies, what happens is that the number of total employees itself is less. And for them to pivot to, changing technology will be much easier. I'm saying that even the large names like, Infosys, any one of them would be doing like 20-30x more work on AI and everything. But in overall scheme of the size, the percentage of those changes will be so limited, and it will take so much time to, make a meaningful change, that the first one to reflect those impact of those changes will be the smaller size ones. So I will repeat that, 2022 was something for the mid cap. You will see probably next 2-3 years, same thing happening in the very small companies, which will be, it will be very easy for them to do $50,000, $100,000 projects in AI and machine learning, and so it opens up a lot of clients to them. So that is a big change which is happening.
Sandip, there's no question about, a few things have happened, right? Last 3-4 months. There was that MIT paper which raised doubts about the productivity. There was that Apple no reasoning paper. There was, of course, Altman's bubble comments, and a few other things, all in the matter of last 1.5 odd months. It just sort of, how should one look at this? Just tactical kind of things as in the long journey, which is AI and what it will do and how it will shape things?
No, so I think AI will be very disruptive, and it is already disruptive because AI basically means that your efforts will go down. But within AI, if you see the big change which is happening within AI, also now people are looking for more and more improved versions of it, because right now it is churning too much of data which consumes a lot of power, which needs a lot of computation power. So GPU sales are going up substantially. So I think better versions, what will happen is that hardware costs will start coming down, the GPU sales will start coming down, and the power consumptions and other aspects will also come down. So it will become more and more efficient going forward. Good part for us is that, finally this thing will also become a process, will get into process, and that is where we have expertise. So our large cap IT companies after maybe 2 years will also start benefiting out of it. Now, how much will be that benefit, we have to see, because, at the same time efforts will start going down. So net, what will be the incremental growth rate? Very tough to say. But efforts will go down and realizations will go up, and we will also get work once things become processed.
Sandip, just very quickly, I wonder if you've looked at a company called E2E Networks. It's just got this order from METI. It will be supplying GPUs, I think. Now, I don't know how how deeply entrenched they are in the AI chain or in the GPU process, which part of it. But it's not a stock advice or idea. But in case you've studied this company or any other small cap, mid cap company that's actually making tangible progress on AI, can you share anything for us with us quickly?
So, I have studied the company, but I won't comment on that. But I can tell you this, that, there are a lot of companies right now in India who are doing phenomenal work in AI. It is that, they are at very nascent stage, so it is not reflecting. And they are doing a lot of collaboration also, and a lot of things are happening. And I am very positive that in next 3-4 years, you will see a lot of companies coming out of Pune, Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, who will be deeply entrenched in this space, and they will be doing parts of it. And I honestly believe that, the GPU is something which has happened. Now we have to look forward. So I think, GPU sales, in my view, what NVIDIA is doing right now, the kind of profits they are making, you will see strong competition coming in there, because finally it is something which people, there are many people who are also working on it, and they are also at advanced stage. But I think the bigger thing will be to do in LLM, and what changes you can do there, what kind of APIs you can build around the agentic, and we are very, very strong in that space. So you will see a lot of companies from India coming in.
Sure.
All right. L&T has 20%.
In E2E Networks, correct.
So that happened a couple of months back. Sandip, thanks very much. Good speaking with you. Appreciate it very much. Just a quick recap of, the stocks which should